This is Algebra 1, Lesson 16, More Complicated Evaluations. We're doing example 16.3. I'm going to substitute a -4 for B's and -6 for C's. But first I'm going to copy everything down with some parentheses. Now these brackets, I'm going to have some brackets on the inside, so I'm going to upgrade those to braces. And then I've got a minus here. I'm going to upgrade those to brackets because I'm going to have these parentheses inside of them. And then the end of the brace there. Okay, now I'm going to go back in and put a -4 everywhere I see a B. And I'm going to put a -6 where I see a C. So let's see, here's a B, -4. This is -4. This would be a -6. This would be a -6. And this would be a -4. Okay, now let's try to simplify it a little bit here. We can see that this, the opposite of -4 would just be +4. Okay, and then again, opposite of -4 would be +4. And inside of those brackets, I have -4, and this is adding to it the opposite of -6, which would be a +6. A minus. Then I have a -6, and I have plus the opposite of -4, which would be a +4. Okay, there, we just simplified it a little bit. Now we're going to go in and do what's inside of these grouping symbols. So I've got 4, 4. I can do that. -4 plus 6 would be a +2. It's still inside of those brackets. So I leave that because, see here, I leave it because there's an indicated multiplication there. Here I'm going to have -6 plus 4, which would be a -2. Okay, now I don't have an indicated multiplication there, so I didn't really have to keep those, but since there's a negative in front of it, it may help me sort that out a little bit. Let's see, we have a multiplication here, and this over here is an addition. So let's do this first. 4 times the 2 is 8. Then we're going to copy down everything else. Okay, now inside the grouping symbols again, I can do this. That is 8 plus the opposite of -2, which would be a +2. I can combine these. And then I can multiply here. And your answer is 40.